This week on Council Bluffs News.
Windows busted out in the back of the house, holes in the roof, water inside the house.
Hit hard. The city gets pounded with damaging winds and hail Tuesday, June 3rd. We go around town to get your stories and to see what damage is left behind. Brave the shave. Find out why all of these people are cutting their hair for the second annual Bald and the Brave Challenge. And a new health service for Iowa is helping both children and adults. Find out what it is and if you qualify. That and more all on this week's Council Bluffs News. Hello and welcome to this week's Council Bluffs News. I'm Marie Zeitner. A nasty thunderstorm whips through the metro Tuesday, June 3rd, causing wind and hail damage as well as flooding. CBTV checks out the aftermath and talks with residents who say this is one of the worst storms they've ever experienced.
Well, it was real bad.
I'm guessing the trash can got kicked in the street and then just floated downstream, if you will.
The leaves, the hail stripped a lot of leaves off the trees.
I think there's more dingo leaves on the ground than there is on my tree.
Broken windows, debris, and flooding. The mess the storm made in the city Tuesday, June 3rd.
The storm hit between 4:30 and 5, and we did have crews already on standby to react to the storm.
Greg Reeder from the Public Works Department shows video of the intersection of Canesville and Harrison at 5 o'clock p.m. Tuesday. The streets flooded, leaving drivers stranded in the road.
Immediately we saw that first event that went through, the rainfall intensity was just unbelievable, and I think we had close to 3 inches of rain in 1 hour, less than an hour, and it just caused massive flooding throughout the city.
Lieutenant Mark Galvin with the Council Bluffs Police Department warns people of the risk of driving in flooded streets.
People don't really realize how quick those intersections fill up, and when you're driving, you don't realize that they're that high. So a normal car gets in there and sometimes they get stuck. People stop, and then usually the car just gets stranded there and they're stuck in the car. Terry Knipp, who works at Iowa Western Community College, stayed late at work as the rainstorm hit.
After this intense storm lessened, and I heard that another wave of intense storm was coming through, I decided that I would dash home.
Knipp got in her car and started driving, but she didn't see a dip in the road filled with water.
As I drove into it and realized how deep the water is, it happened so quickly I couldn't turn back, and my car died almost instantly.
In situations like this, coming to the rescue of people such as Knipp can be dangerous.
When you get that kind of flood waters coming up, the manhole covers pop up out of the street, so you don't see that there's a manhole there. You can fall in there, or the person getting out of the car could fall in there.
And the uplift of manhole covers was an unfortunate recurring issue during the storm due to clogging and the excessive amount of water in the city sewer system.
Quickly we were overwhelmed with the widespread flooding that was occurring.
Other damage that affected the area? Hail.
My wife's upset all the plants are gone. She just put the plants out and they're all gone.
Gardens and crops destroyed by golf ball-sized hail.
The hail knocked out all of our apples, peaches, apricots, and plums.
Al Kirkpatrick, who owns Birdsley Road Blueberries, lost all of his fruits and vegetables he sells at the weekly farmers market on the 100 block of Broadway.
It'll be a big financial hit. We also have 1,200 blueberry plants, which is our main crop.
The hail also took out windows and put holes in siding on houses and garages.
Windows busted out in the back of the house, holes in the roof, water inside the house.
Rich Finley woke up the next day to find some of his belongings off his property.
My garbage can, I was pretty sure that was my garbage can. It was sitting here, but then I came outside and it was across and down the street a little bit. I found that surprising.
At these two houses near North 23rd Street, nearly all their windows on the front porches are gone. And though the hail damaged the roof, siding, garage, and even the blinds inside, this home's owner says some people have it a lot worse. At the CB Recycling Center, residents dumped tree debris.
We had a big oak tree in our backyard that about 15 to 18 feet tall, and it collapsed towards my neighbor's backyard, and that was what I'm doing out here today, cleaning up the mess.
To relieve people from the storm, the Council Bluffs Recycling Center has been accepting tree debris and flood material from Council Bluffs residents for free.
We're very fortunate. No glass was broken, no windshields, so we're very, very fortunate. And I think the roof's going to be okay.
A sigh of relief, even with all the damage done, is a common theme when talking to individuals during cleanup.
I mean, there wasn't any twisters or anything that I was aware of around here. It was just, hail damage, so I was just kind of hoping everybody was indoors where they were safe.
I'm glad nobody didn't get killed. That's a good thing, too.
Governor Terry Branstad declared a disaster emergency for Pottawatomie County Tuesday, June 3rd. Right now, you can apply for a grant that will repair homes and cars, as well as replace food, clothing, and pay for temporary housing. Visit dhs.iowa.gov for more details. The community of Council Bluffs gathers on the 100 block of Broadway to have fun and help support a charitable cause. IWTV student Samantha Lloyd has the story.
With clippers buzzing and scissors snipping, locals are coming together to watch as volunteers brave the shade.
I appreciate everyone coming out and supporting such a great cause, and it's just such a pleasure to live in such a great city.
The cause? The second annual Bald and Brave Challenge in partnership with the Spirit of Courage Foundation of Jenny Edmondson Hospital on June 7th.
Raising funds for Jenny Edmondson's hospital cancer fund.
In addition to the haircuts, an 18 single elimination strength challenge.
So we're having a dodgeball tournament right out here in the middle of the street in the 100 block of West Broadway. We have several teams here today, so that should be a blast.
The events follow efforts from last weekend, a lockdown at the Squirrel Cage jail that slammed in around $10,000.
A person from each department did a 48-hour lockup in the Squirrel Cage jail, so they raised quite a bit of money, had a great time.
All proceeds go to the Charitable Patient Care Fund to help families in their time of need.
They will help out with food, rent, gas, mortgage payments, whatever it may be for those families.
It also helps encourage and inspire those who are affected by this untimely disease.
My husband and I have been a big supporter of Spirit of Courage in the past because of the fact that his wife lost his life at an early age. So we just try to do everything we can to support, the ugly disease of cancer.
Between the Squirrel Cage lockdown and the Bald and the Brave, Spirit of Courage has raised over $20,000. They hope to raise $125,000 total by the time the campaign comes to a close in August. For your Council Bluffs News, I'm Samantha Lloyd.
This is one of the many fundraising events the Spirit of Courage Foundation puts on for Methodist Jenny Edmondson Hospital cancer patients. Look for more events coming up this August. Emotions, pancakes, and planes are flying high this weekend as the Great Plains Wing hosts its annual event at the Council Bluffs Municipal Airport. IWTV student Cohen Goldsmith has more.
The Great Plains Wing seeks to bring history alive with the help of volunteers and the Pancake Man's specialty flapjacks.
I mean, what better way to honor our military veterans than to have a flight breakfast and a pancake feed at a military aircraft museum the day after D-Day.
Decades ago, the Air Force was an integral part to the success of D-Day. Today, the P-51D model Mustang serves as a crucial role for the Great Plains Wing.
The aircraft travels all over the country doing air shows.
With maintenance fees on the old Warbird averaging about $50,000 annually, the museum gets help from many of its allies.
It's not uncommon for somebody to show up out here on Wednesday evening or Saturday telling us that they had gone through their grandparents' attic and they found something that they thought we might be interested in. So a lot of the things we have in the museum are on loan to us.
In addition to accepting donations, retired pilots and Air Force members put their skills to use.
We sell rides in the airplane. That's how we support and maintain the aircraft. It takes a lot of money, as you can imagine, to keep these old warbirds flying.
Veterans and those who work closely with the commemorative Air Force continue to search for those who can rise to the occasion.
If you have an aspiration or an inspiration to help maintain military aircraft, we would love to have you come out and join us.
For your Council Bluffs News, I'm Colin Goldsmith.
You can check out over 1,500 artifacts from around the world for free at the museum or sign up for a plane ride at the Council Bluffs Municipal Airport. Now to news around the Bluffs. Shaped by the Hair Company Hair Salon, 22 years of operation, appointments by phone at 323-6686. The Farmers Market is here again for 2014. Starting back in May, vendors sell produce, baked goods, and even arts and crafts every Thursday from 5 to 8 on the 100 block of Broadway.
We're here every Thursday night until the last Thursday in September. It's really a nice area. We enjoy the crowd here. We do 2 other farmers markets.
Tomatoes, pies, necklaces, and wire art are just a few things people can purchase at this week's Farmers Market. The impact of the recent storm, however, may be felt for many weeks to come. Arrowhead Park in Neola, Iowa puts on its annual fishing derby Saturday, June 7th. Kids 16 and younger catch bass, bluegill, crappie, and more to be measured so they can win prizes.
We always put on a free kids fishing derby, and we have donations from Walmart, Bass Pro Shop, and other area wood sporting goods that donate fishing supplies and things like that so we can give out for prizes, handouts for each kid.
The event takes place during Iowa's Free Fishing Weekend, where people can fish without a license at any park in the state. This takes place every year during the first weekend in June. And it is announced that Lorde will perform in this year's Harristur Cove Summer Concert Series. The 17-year-old singer from New Zealand will perform on September 27th at Harris Casino. Tickets are $45 and are on sale now through any Ticketmaster outlet. Coming up on Council Bluffs News, we take a look into a new health service available for Iowans. Find out if you qualify. And coming up next, it's Nightmare on Pearl Street. Carla Borgala joins us to talk about the event that will have you on your toes. We'll be right back.
Nightmare on Pearl Street is our annual fundraiser, Zombie Apocalypse Takeover of the Squirrel Cage Jail.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Council Bluffs News. I'm Marie Zeitner. Joining me in studio today is Carla Borgala from the Squirrel Cage Jail. Thanks for being here, Carla.
Well, thanks for having me here.
We are going to be talking about Nightmare on Pearl Street. Go ahead and tell me, what is this event?
Nightmare on Pearl Street is our annual fundraiser, Zombie Apocalypse Takeover of the Squirrel Cage Jail. So inmates like you've never seen them before. And it's to help raise money for restorations. It'll still go towards our roof expenses. We got the roof completely replaced this winter, but we didn't completely pay it off, so we still have to do that. And Nightmare on Pearl Street is the best way to do it, and Marie's gonna look so nice wearing this. So you have our lovely building on the front with the date on the back.
Okay. And this does not glow in the dark, even though it is...
it does not glow in the dark.
It does not glow in the dark, okay.
But you can pick up the shirts before the event for $15, wear it that night, and then you don't have to pay to get in. Otherwise, it's $5 to get in.
So if you wear the shirt, you don't have to pay to get in?
Yep, it's basically our pre-sale ticket.
Okay.
High tech.
And it is at the Squirrel Cage Jail.
So the Squirrel Cage Jail, 226 Pearl Street. Wonderful little building. Incredible little jail.
And this is actually a very unique jail.
It is. The men were housed in a 3-story rotating cage, which to me is just a novel idea that we could spin guys around and decide which one we want to let out that day. Or, no wait, that's not how it worked. But they did. They rotated around. It saved on manpower. Over the course of its use, it was a cost-effective jail, but when something went wrong, it was really expensive to fix.
Wow, and so this is just, this event itself is helping the roof, which is a little bit damaged from this previous storm.
A little bit damaged in the previous storm, but thankfully we opted for the full roof replacement with the warranty. So this is going to be all taken care of, and it's a gorgeous new roof. It looks wonderful. They did an awesome job, especially working on it through the winter. So really excited to have it done. And if it hadn't been done, it would have been a lot worse during this storm. So
yes.
Our event, we have our staff comes down and dresses up, but you know, if it was just our staff, it'd be kind of lame. Not that we aren't good. But the Omaha chapter of the National Zombie Research Society comes down and helps us out. And Dr. Sanguinary and his crew come down and help us out.
So they're going to be zombies waiting to scare everybody.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, you know, I heard you wanted to make sure you were the first one to walk through.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know.
We'll see about that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not one for zombies, but...
No, you can hang out front with the information desk because they don't dress up either.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Random people floating through the crowd do.
Yeah.
We'll be nice to you.
Okay. The event is June 14th.
June 14th, Saturday night, 6:30 to 9, or however long it takes us to get the line down, because last year there was a good line coming through. It's $5 a person unless you're wearing the shirt, because that's your pre-sale ticket. And of course, if you're a member of the Historical Society, it's free anyways. But it is going to be a lot of fun.
And it's Nightmare on Pearl Street.
Nightmare on Pearl Street 2, a second coming.
All right. Thank you, Carla, for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Time now for Pets of the Week. Driven by Acura of Omaha, online at acuraofomaha.com.
Hi, my name is Misty Bino, and I'm a volunteer with Solace, support our local animal shelter. This little guy here is Mushu. Mushu is a Pekingese, about 3 years old. He was surrendered here. The family could never, or no longer take care of him. He is a very sweet guy, but he does have some issues with his food. He doesn't like it to be touched, so he needs a home with children over the age of 12. And his previous family also said that he is potty trained. So if you are interested in adopting Mushu, his file number is 4425. This is Bella. Bella is a Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. She's between 2 and 3 years old. She's here because her owner had to go into a nursing home and couldn't take her with. She said that she is great with other animals. She's great with kids. She is house trained and potty trained. And she's just an overall fantastic dog. So if you are interested in adopting Bella, her file number is 4421. This is Perry. Perry is a Lilac Point Siamese, about 1 year old. He's here because his family got evicted and they couldn't take him with them. He's a really scared guy. He's just really He's just really nervous in the shelter, but he is very sweet when you get him out and about. If you are interested in adopting Perry, his file number is 4424. This is Laverne and Lucy, two of the many, many kittens we have here at the shelter right now. They are about 10 weeks old. They were found as stray on 29th and F Street, and of course they do have a sister Shirley as well. If you are interested in one of these two little girls, their file numbers are 4347 and 4349. If you are interested in any of the kittens you've seen, you can come down to the Council Bluffs Animal Shelter at 2821 South 15th Street here in Council Bluffs.
Still to come on Council Bluffs News, a new integrated health service is now available for residents in Council Bluffs. Find out if it can benefit you or your family. Plus, find out what's going on this week in our weekly events calendar.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
What does the world need? What will you become? Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
A new integrated health service in Iowa is helping people of all ages. Heartland Family Service and Children's Square USA are now offering the care coordination through their organizations. In this story, we explain what the health program is and how to find out if you qualify. A new model of care is now in Pottawatomie County.
Phase 2 went live April 1st of this year.
Part of the Affordable Health Care Act and initiated by Magellan Behavioral Health of Iowa, Integrated Health Services helps both adults and children with mental and emotional illnesses.
It is intentionally preventative and proactive.
The goal of the whole care program is to improve health outcomes. and reduce costs for clients with serious mental illnesses or serious emotional disturbances.
We are tasked with addressing needs early on to help reduce things like ER visits, inpatient hospital admissions.
A team consisting of health and resource specialists and a social worker helps families get the correct care they need.
Our role is to work with existing providers that are involved with that individual or family, help ensure that all of those individuals involved are communicating, sharing information.
To qualify, the person or child must be eligible for Medicaid and be diagnosed with a mental health illness.
We do have people who are enrolled currently. We've been working closely with a lot of providers throughout the community, and we'll continue to do so to identify folks who could really use our services.
Although the main access point of the program is mental health, the Integrated Health Service also focuses on physical health and social support of its clients.
It's an add-on service. It does not replace anything they currently have.
Integrated Health Services is free in Council Bluffs, with plans of expanding the program to the rest of Iowa. Starting July 1st, all counties in Iowa will have access to Integrated Health Services. For more information about the program, visit MagellanofIowa.com. Let's take a look at our weekly events calendar. All new this year is the Iowa Route 6 motorcycle ride Thursday and Friday, June 12th and 13th. The riders will gather in Council Bluffs Thursday night and have a farewell breakfast Friday morning on the 100 block of Broadway. The route will complete in Davenport, Iowa on June 15th. Soldiers of Soul will perform soul and R&B music at Bayless Park Wednesday, June 11th, starting at 6:30 p.m. The free concert is part of the Bluffs Arts Council's Music in the Park, which features a variety of genres and bands and takes place every Wednesday at Bayless. And Movies in the Park will continue this Friday at dusk, also at Bayless Park. Bring your blankets and chairs and the family to see this week's movie, Frozen. The Main Street Farmers Market is Thursday, June 12th from 5 to 8 p.m. Select fresh, locally grown produce, baked goods, kettle corn, and even arts and crafts along the 100 block of Broadway. Lighthouse Temple Youth Group is having an all-you-can-eat spaghetti dinner Saturday, June 14th. The meal includes spaghetti, garlic bread, and a drink, just $7 for adults and $4 for children 6 and younger. Proceeds go toward a baby changing table for the gym and church camp scholarships. Thanks for watching this week's Council Bluffs News. CBTV is always looking for your feedback. You can send questions or comments to cbtv@iwcc.edu, call 712-325-3312, or find us on social media. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Just search CBTV17. Remember to keep it here for the latest scores and updates for local sports in your community by tuning in to the Bluff Sports Zone with JJ Davis. For your Council Bluffs News, I'm Marie Zeitner. See you next week.